6 years after that accidental killing, I didn't get caught, and I made a pretty good chunk of cash investing in real estate. They say money makes people cocky, and I wasn't any different. Being a hardcore movie buff, I spent some money to open my own cinema. I'd just sit there watching the screens feeling pretty smug. And I even planned to produce a movie myself. I spent 3 years just perfecting the script. I gave a ton of feedback, and drove the writer nuts. The film still hadn't started shooting, even though if this kept up, my savings would run out sooner or later. But even so, I didn't hold back one bit. I'd go out partying, hanging out and drinking with friends. The villagers who once thought I was innocent now turned jealous, and their attitude changed completely. They all believed that the missing police chief's son must have been killed by my family. Rumors started flying everywhere. It scared my family to death. Luckily, our neighbor Mary didn't treat us any differently because they had moved here after the incident. They'd been living here for 2 years. Mary's husband was a drunk who would hit her at the drop of a hat. We couldn't stand it, so we called the cops. Mary and my wife gradually became close friends. One day my wife heard from Mary, the latest village gossip. They were saying my daughter had secretly hooked up with the boy, and I found out, and in a fit of rage I supposedly killed him. My wife couldn't sit still when she heard that. She immediately defended our daughter, saying she did nothing wrong. The one at fault was that creep. Luckily she held her tongue in time, or the whole story would have come out. Right now I'm fully focused on making the movie, ignoring all the rumors, because I'm not worried about leaving a single trace. And on the other side, the police weren't making any moves either. Since they still couldn't find the boy's body, the case was put on hold. But the calm was only on the surface. We'd been playing a silent game of cat and mouse all along. The newly appointed police chief had been keeping a close eye on my family. Our neighbors, Mary and her husband, were actually the chief's undercover agents. They'd been undercover for 2 years, just to get close to us, and catch us saying something. Did I go in completely unguarded? Of course not. I hadn't let my guard down for a single moment in 6 years. The cinema I spent a fortune on was built right across from the police station. The cameras at the entrance were there to watch the station's every move, and all those actions I mentioned before were deliberate, meant to dodge any future arrests. The key step was making sure the cops never found the boy's body where the body was buried. Only I knew. But what I didn't expect was that night 6 years ago when I buried the body, there was actually a witness at the scene.